Welcome to SGL Spiritual Guided Light, and this is going to be a general self love motivational reading. Take a moment this is going to definitely be an extended reading. Um, Hopefully, you can hear me clearly. I really don't want to talk too loud, I don't want to sound too firm. I do want to sound serene or serene. Despite of being in the eye of the storm, I am in a happy place. I am in a grateful place. Why am I expressing my place? I'm expressing to you, listener, because the emotion of this week is Serene. The universal love of extension is the reflection pool. And this reflection pool is a Mercury pool. Okay. And being able to see through Mercury. Mercury color is Mercury. Yet, if we were to break it down, you have your whites, you have your grays, and their contrast up and down, right? But being able to see self reflection through Mercury simply states we are not perfect. We can be hot and we can be cold. But this is a special Mercury pool, reflection pool. This is the place of identifying, acknowledging, and removing and replacing what what we would call bad emotions of bad habit. The bad habit of the addiction of emotions that trigger pain, anxiety, depression, you fill in the blank, worry, the lack of being able to make proper decisions. I want to start off by reading the universal level of extension. Coming face to face with truth. Emotions are a complex thing, but when allowed, can show you a deeper truth. Take space today for your emotions. Write them down. Feel how they reside within your body. And let them be without judgment. I am sending you the gift of emotion of Serene. It's up for you to accept it. You're not obligated. Some of you listeners are going to say, you know what, right now is just not the time. What I am facing, I cannot change, and just right now is just not the time. I'm listening, but right now is not the time. And there's some of you listeners who are like, you know what, I'm all in. You fill in the blank for those of you who are like, okay, but what about me? That is the question you need to ask yourself. What about you? Are you going to choose you? I cannot answer that question for you. So let's go ahead and move forward. Let me go ahead and so Serene is a calm, peaceful, and untroubled, tranquil. Some of us need to surround ourselves in a serene environment. If you're close to the water, it doesn't necessarily have to be a beach. It can be a lake, a river, your own personal pool, or going to a public pool. You can control your space and your boundaries. For some of you who may be feeling like you don't have that control because of circumstances, I can only tell you is to create a plan that will keep you safe and protected so that you can get out of the situation. I understand how it feels. Why complain about the situation if the people, places are people within the place, right? Is a dysfunctional situation, right? And you're being told, well, if you don't like it, fix it, move something. And this is just not the, it's not, it's still a learning, whether it's supposed to be for your growth or the elements that are causing this growth, right? It's uncomfortable growth, but the covering of protection of this serenity, right? Let's look at some back end emotions. We have joy. I radiant joy. Pulling that in, calling that in. Joy. You obtain joy when you think about or reflect, right? Not in a bad habit reflection of being stuck, but you reflect. Um, that's a good example. Last year from this moment. Okay. We have offended coming to the forefront. Listener, I sense this is you. You know, it can be very disappointed when they're not expectations, but it's no longer shocking of the behaviors that could come forth, right? It's offended that your boundaries are not being respected, acknowledged. It's offended that your gifts are not being accounted for. Understand this serenity also calls in those who are like minded, those who are willing and wanting to respect your boundaries, and they hold the same interests. Some of your stories of growth can be common, right? Which stimulates a radiant joy. Yeah. Petty is a trend. Petty calls for attention for whoever that was needed. You know, someone is feeling lost. Historical, you know, historical. And, you know, this could whether this is you or whomever you fill in the blank, are offended because you are not being drawn to those behaviors anymore. You're calm, you're at peace, you're untroubled. You choose joy. Now, is it possible when we're in a serenity, right? We're practicing serenity. We're calling in joy. Is there spurts of moments of feeling lost? Not the sense of not belonging, but when you're not familiar of the unknown, this new experience of feeling lost. Lost in what, listener? Lost in joy, lost in happiness, lost in serenity. Well, you know what? How do you get to that place? By letting go. Is it easy? No, it's not. It becomes easy when you no longer tolerate, when you no longer accept, and when you accept who you are and your value, your worth, which is infinite. You're not a possession. And that can make those who see you as an inspiration lost because they're trying to figure it out. Because the serenity is peace and being established in peace. And you're doing it independently without the assistance of opinions. And that can cause people to be offended. Let's go ahead into your affirmations here. Your first affirmation, you have two, including the joy. I am radiant joy. Your first affirmation, though these times are difficult, they are only a short phase of life. Second affirmation, I am courageous and I stand for myself. Let's go ahead and put a rebel. Rebel for the Serene. Rebel for serenity. It says you need some yoga in your life. Whatever you are thinking about, don't do it. Let's clarify that from the top. It says ask an expert, which I totally recommend for those of you. If you're not comfortable going into a counseling session or seeing a psychiatrist, they do have 800 numbers. You can start there. Okay, they do have via Zoom. They do have a lot of nonprofit organizations who will assist you. Okay. It says step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina tastes good. Okay, sounds Greek and Italian to me. Let's see here. Just whatever you're thinking about, don't do it. Vulnerability at the bottom. And I think takers are think that's hot. This is a rebel, so it's time to get out of being vulnerable and being taken advantage of. So that is what it is. Do not be vulnerable. Stand your ground. Okay. Vulnerability, the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. And understand by you standing your ground, you are in your full power. Okay. Let's go ahead and put some direction on you, listener. Direction on offended. I want to really Page of Swords. Okay. Thirst for knowledge. This can also be, people are intimidated uh, by the way you carry yourself, or um, can be intimidated because you, listener, can be determined, right? If you don't know the answer, you want to find out the answer for self. Your way of giving back is knowledge. The best deposit ever, right? The beautiful abundance of affirmation, okay? This is also a great time to share ideas or feelings with colleagues or those close to you. For those of you who don't have people who are close to you, this is time to, establish some new relationships so you don't have to deal with those dysfunctional, offended behaviors. It's time to place those people or places or things or people within places on the obsolete list. They no longer are going to be used as a tool. They don't they their function is it's obsolete. It's no longer needed. Okay? The bottom coming to the top, rising to the top. We have the Three of Cups, confirming community friendship. You're entering a happy time in your life. You may be reconnecting with long lost friend, relative, or loved ones, or you may be celebrating something important to you. Spend quality time with the people most important to you. And for some of you, that can be why you feel lost. Your precipitation and what you are releasing, love, may not be being may not you may not be receiving it in return, which can cause the mind to be lost, can cause your emotions to be lost. But if you stay in being vulnerable, you're giving permission. Take back your authority for some of you. We need encouragement. Followed by the Three of Cups, we have the Star. Okay? This is a great time for personal growth and development. Give yourself and your spirit as others may benefit from your blessings you receive. And this can also be on the on the opposite sides, people's not understanding why they can't pull what they've normally used to pull, which drained you. Because you are in your power and you're saying yes, right, to the reflection, this Mercury pool. You've acknowledged, you've accepted, right? You've made space to acknowledge these emotions and releasing these emotions. Let's go ahead, set some night. Obtaining serenity. Of experiencing a more peaceful life, creating healthy habits of serenity. Minimize the noise in your life. Hold your vision. Okay. We have a time to give rather than to take. Let's go ahead and try one more. And work through your fears. And for some of you can be taking hold your vision as like stand still, hold the idea. And for some of you, you may receive the message as no, don't give up. You've come this far. Okay, you have to choose of, is it the left or the right? For the most part, you can combine the two and move forward. A time to give rather than to take. Remember that knowledge, right? Verbal deposits of infinite abundance, depositing abundance into people. And that is encouraging, uplifting, right? Work through your fears. That's that reflection pool with the things that you've acknowledged, becoming fearlessness, practicing fearlessness because you've acknowledged the truth. You've literally went in the dark shadows of the soul, that contemplation. Some people, it's hard to come out of the sunken place, but this Mercury pool is not a a a pool of water that consists of darkness, just shadow, contrast of shadow. Okay, let's go ahead and identify self-love. And then I will share with you 7 habits of serenity. I've already shared the 7th, which is minimize the noise in your life. How do you minimize the noise in your life? It can be people, removing that vulnerability. Okay, we have flirt in reverse. This is getting down to business, taking yourself seriously. Some for you too, entrepreneurs, really establishing your place as an entrepreneur, right? Taking it seriously now, taking care of self, allowing that to show. Listener, not playing the game anymore, right? Because you're realizing your peace is more important than a toxic. And you guys know that I don't like to entertain courting and dating and relationships and U-Hauls and marriage and third parties. No, but for the most part, you fill in the blank. Choosing serenity over toxicity. Okay, self-love. Soulmate. Realizing that you are your own soulmate. And in order to draw in what it is that you want to receive, you must first give to self. Self-love, serenity. We have keep an open mind. Okay, so let's go ahead. The 7 habits of serenity. 1. Create a calming morning ritual. Getting up early is important. 2. Notice how you respond to stress. 3. Create healthier responses to stress. Okay, so 2 is basically saying take a moment, pause before having a explosion or an impulsive reaction that can stream off of anger or outbursts coming out of character, right? Just really acknowledging what has just occurred, whatever that may be through communication, an event that occurred. You have to fill in the blank and create a healthier or what people may think with the response that people are used to or situations that you're used to. Create a healthier response, right? Where you can walk away in serenity or you can remain in that place and be in your bubble of serenity. No one can cross your boundaries. Number 4, it's not personal. So when people try to trigger you or people within places, understand it is not you, it is them. And they have to take full responsibility for their actions. That is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to maintain your healthy responses. Okay. Number 5, feel gratitude. 6, only do one thing at a time. And entrepreneurs, I know you're probably like, I'm a multitasker. Maintain your serenity as such. 7, minimize the noise in your life. Okay, let's go ahead and shine some light on you. And we have, how can you mother yourself? With the 7 habits of serenity. All right. Email spiritualguidinglight@gmail.com with your feedback and or your questions. Make sure you follow the SGL show as well as subscribe. If you want to send an immediate message and you don't have time to email me, simply click the voice message icon. All right. Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you.